My 300,000 mile GTI has been abandoned and off the road for over a year. And today we'll be seeing if I can get it through one of the strictest roadworthiness tests in the world. Now stay tuned to see what problems we encounter and how we fix them. Did they pass or fail? Alright guys, so I've got 2 hours until work, or actually I've got less than 2 hours until work. Let's see what I can do. Anyways, first things first, as always, is jacking the car up. If you watched the last video, you'll remember that we did some major repair work on the floor and the sill. Well, in this video, we're doing some final finishing touches to hopefully get through an MOT. Have you guys noticed the mistake yet? I haven't loosened the lug bolts, so I'm gonna have to drop the car again and loosen them first. Damn, these are tight. Now let's get the car jacked up. Oh fuck, what was that? Thank God it was nothing major. It was just the jack slipping off of the little ledge here. I've got to replace the ABS sensor and the wheel bearing, as I've got an ABS and a traction light which will instantly fail our MOT. And before you work on any car, you always want to make sure that it's properly jacked up. You need to give it a little wobble. Now this is a very important safety step if you don't want to become a statistic. So just in case the jack stand does fail, the wheel will support the weight of the car. You hopefully won't get crushed to death. And now that the wheel is off, we need to also disassemble the brake assembly, is that what it's called? Basically the brake disc and the brake caliper and the carrier. And in order to do that, I believe this is a 13mm socket on the back side, and then in the middle it's a 15. Yeah, let's get that sorted. I don't know how well you can see it, but this is the 13mm socket. This one is a 15. Bring you guys over. This top one here is what we're unscrewing, and this nut is what we're gonna have to hold with the open wrench, spanner, something like that. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Let's position this nicely, and then let's crack this loose. There we go, wasn't too hard. Wasn't hard at all actually. Let's move on to the bottom one. Same process, except it's underneath and it's a little bit harder to see. But would you look at that? We didn't even need to use the open spanner. The rest of that we can just undo with our hands. Let's get the top one undone as well. Let's not forget these. How much time do I have until I have work? I've got like an hour and 15. You know what, it's not too bad. We're kind of making quick work of it, especially because filming stuff takes forever. We've got Bilstein shocks here, not bad. Previous owner did say that. Ah, the handbrake is on. Oh wow, it's already loose. That's a pleasant surprise. I thought I was gonna have to get the big hammer out. There we are. Right, so now this is off. Just slip the rear brake disc out. Look at that. Nice. Let's put this somewhere safe. Like there. You know what, I'll put everything in here as well. Now the wheel bearing. Let's pop this cap off. Probably like a flathead screwdriver or something. And we won't forget big H. This one here is already a little bit bent from previous expeditions, but it should do the job. Let's get the other side. Oh, that's coming out really easily. It's my first time doing a wheel bearing, so I didn't know really what to expect, but I thought it was actually quite a big job until I watched a video on it. People in the comments were still bitching and moaning about how difficult it was. I was a little bit apprehensive about it. Oh, that's pretty easy. Nice. Next, we need a 30 socket, I believe. Is that right? No, that's not right. We'll try 32. Okay, well, that's not right either. Really? Well, I won't lie to you guys, but that's a little bit worrying. I don't have any bigger sockets. This might have to wait a little bit. Something I am actually quite happy about is using my OBD2 scanner, an OBD11. My dad actually also bought like a big scanner. Yeah, they both told me that the wheel bearing or the wheel sensor was shit. I'm glad that's pretty legit. I know that because just look at the state of it. You can actually hear where it's rubbing. You can actually see where it's worn down. I'm really glad that I bought a spare wheel bearing. Hopefully that resolves the horrible squealing sound. Okay, so I did some brainstorming, and since I'm never going to be really changing a wheel bearing that often, I've got no point in buying one. So today's mission is that I'm going to go around to 5 local garages and try and sweet talk them into giving me a 32mm triple square socket just for like a couple hours, and hopefully we actually get away with it. So this is us pulling up at the first garage. Let's see how it goes.
Hi there, how can I help?
Okay, so this might sound like a bit weird or like ridiculous, I don't know. But would I be allowed to like borrow a socket for like 2 hours?
I don't need to have to ask the boss boy who's on the phone there now.
Okay. I can always leave a deposit and come back and collect it.
Yeah, I'd have to ask him because it's all going to go on tools. Just give me 2 seconds.
Cool, thank you.
I'll speak to the boss in a minute for you. Question, John. This gentleman is looking to borrow 2 off of us.
What is it you need?
Just a socket.
I might have some light coming through the nose.
Okay.
Is that right, sir?
That's wheel bearing. It's a 32 triple square, right?
There you go.
Am I allowed that for a couple hours?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're a big barman, yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to talk it, you're going to find it. Is that a rear wheel bearing on a Volkswagen?
Yeah, rear.
Yeah. So what's it say?
I'm not sure. It said 200 newton meters, but I don't...
200 newton meters?
Yeah, I was just gonna like...
What is it, a Polo?
Mark 4 Polo.
It's a Polo? Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Make sure you get it tightened up then.
Oh, cool.
Sounds.
Thank you. No way! Let's go! That's so good, man. Guys, no way that just happened! Let's f***ing go! I am so happy! Oh man, let's go! Let's go! Oh, that's so good, man. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I can't believe that worked. Dude, let's go! The first garage! That's actually incredible! Oh my god, man. I'm such a lucky little guy, aren't I? What the hell? I can't believe that actually worked. Let's go! My dad was doubting me. My dad was like, oh, fat chance that you're gonna get to borrow a socket. I can't believe it! I can't believe it, man. Guys, no way. Look, the first garage I went to, and they were just like, they were so chill about it. I'm sure you heard in the voice recording how chill they were. And also, that guy was knowledgeable, man. The fact he knew, based off of a 32 triple square, that it was a rear wheel bearing off of a VAG group that's crazy, man. So let's get this bad boy off. Oh, well, that was easy. Alright, now comes the hard part that I hear, actually getting the wheel bearing off. So I'll bring big H just in case. It's on wall, let's go! So out with the old and in with the new. But not quite yet. I still need to get the actual ball bearings out. Oh well, I guess that's one way of doing it. So now only left of the wheel bearing is this outer rear shell thing that was holding in all of the balls. It's rather tight, so I'm just gonna let Big H do all the work. Let's go. I'm not sure if this one also needs to come out. I'm gonna put on the replacement and we'll see how it fits. Alright, yeah. So this definitely does need to come out. I've been hammering away at this for like a good 10 minutes and it doesn't want to budge. But there is actually a little gap that has been created. So we're getting somewhere. Alright, so I'm actually going to create a little more space by getting the wheel speed sensor out. Because, I mean, I'm going to replace it anyways. As you can see, it's I've kind of demolished it. And in order to do that, there is a little 5mm hex that I need to get out. Oh, that's rounding. Hell no. Gotta make sure this doesn't round. So I'm going very slow. It's moving, which is a good sign. Oh no, it's gonna skew. Oh, I have indeed just ordered new stub axles, and that is because look at the state of that. Okay, well, I kind of caused that. I was grinding away at it because I was trying to separate it. Then I realized I've already kind of done damage, and I don't really want to be putting my wheel bearing on that. So I'm just gonna replace the whole thing. So that means I'm gonna have to undo these 4 bolts. Anyways, I've soaked this in WD-40, I've given it a few wire brushes and a lot of hammers and screwdrivers to try and clean off all of the rust. so that I have the best chance of this not rounding to shit. I got pretty lucky there actually, you know? I'll let that sit for a little bit and then I'll get to wire brushing it. Now that I've hammered away some of the rust, I'm gonna put the 15mm on and then I'm gonna hammer it in. Alright, so far I'm 2 for 2. Let's not jinx it. And I'm getting lucky today. Going to hammer, screwdriver and wire brush the rest of these and soak them in penetrating oil. Hopefully I can get the stub axles off today. Alright man, I'm 2 for 2. Let's not break the streak. Let's go. There we go. Alright, that's the last one. Don't f it up. Let's go. Let's go. God damn. How's it getting tighter? Oh, slipped out. That's what she said. Let's go. Come on. Oh, yes. Oh, let's go. Hello. Oh, thank you. Cool, thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too. Come on out. Come on out. Let's go. Let's go. Anyways, I told the guy that I would be back in 2 hours to give it back. It's been like 3, but I'm sure he'd understand. After all, he works in a garage. Problem is that the wheel bearing isn't on, so I might have to borrow it from him again. At least we got it off though. Without him, it wouldn't be off. So, thank you, my friend. Alright guys, so the parts have finally arrived. As you can see, we've got a stub axle and a stub axle. We've got an ABS sensor and another ABS sensor. The reason there's 2 is because they came in a set. Significantly cheaper to buy a set than just one on their own, even though I only need one. Who knows, if I need another one in the future, then I've always got spares, don't I? But that being said, I'm just gonna crack on with it. I heard these bolts for the stub axles are only one-time use, tighten to yield stretch bolts, and you should replace them. At least it's recommended by Volkswagen, apparently. Online they were more expensive than the stub axles. I personally don't think that's really worth it. I'm just gonna risk it. I'm gonna reuse the old ones, but if any of you guys have a little more experience than I do, then please let me know in the comments, or else who knows, maybe my wheel might come off. I can't reuse the original ABS sensor bolt because, well, that's well and truly rounded. Surprisingly expensive. For a little screw or bolt like that, it was, I think it was like £10. So I went into the garage and I found this little bolt, screw, whatever it is. It happens to fit perfectly for the ABS sensor. So I'm just gonna replace it and use this. Let's get the ABS sensor out and let's get the stub axle. And the ABS sensor is still not fully in yet. So I'm either gonna have to hammer it in or use my big strong muscles. Okay, it would appear that my big strong muscles are not so big and strong after all. Well, from that angle it probably looks pretty bad, doesn't it? And then we take our old used stretch bolts, we torque it down. This whole time I was wondering, like, why am I like low-key rounding these bolts? And I was using a 16 the whole time. I should be using a 15. Whew. Alright guys. We should obviously plug the ABS sensor back in as well. Let's do that now, in fact. I think I heard a little click there. Let's finally get this bad boy on. There we go. Let's just do another quick assessment to see if it's rubbing. I don't hear any noise and I don't see anything rubbing. And we're looking fine and dandy. I'm gonna hop in this car and head to the garage. Another success! We got the spline socket, and hopefully it's the same one. Yeah, he said if I'm not back by 5:30 because that's when they shut, then just bring it back tomorrow, and you know, it's whatever. Yeah, man, building trust, what can I say? Let's get the breaker bar. A 60 centimeter bar, 2 feet. So let's do some calculations, right? If I have an axle nut that is 200 Newton meters and I have a breaker bar of 60 centimeters, how many kilograms do I need to pull at the end of a 60 centimeter bar? Yes, 34 kilograms of force at the end of a 2-foot bar, 61 centimeters, is roughly 200 Newton meters of torque. So that gives me the answer. I should be pulling around 34 kilograms of force. And as someone who lifts a lot of weight pretty frequently, then I think I should have a decent gauge of what 34 kilograms feels like. So we have the breaker bar, 60 centimeters. No kidding, that's probably around 40 kilos of force. And the thing is though, in my head, that doesn't feel tight enough. I feel like it needs like a 90-degree turn. I don't want to over tighten it and have premature wheel bearing wear, but I'm not sure, so I'm gonna double check on either some forums or asking ChatGPT again. Alright, I was correct. On a Mark IV Golf GTI rear wheel bearing stub axle nut. Oh wait, stub axle nut? Yeah, stub axle nut. The spec is 175 Newton meters plus a 45-degree turn. However, some manuals say 180 to 200 Newton meters plus a 45. So yes, if you've applied 200 Newton meters, it still needs that extra 90-degree turn. Wait, what? 90? Only if the procedure calls for it. Alright, I'll just do something like in between, like a 65. Probably just below 90. So that's 90. Let's put it until like here. That wasn't quite 90 or 60. To be fair, it was probably closer to 45. Now let's pop the cap back on. Well, this thing is being rather difficult. Alright, so I just sprayed some WD-40 on the inner side of that, and I gave it a little wipe with a cloth, and it just started sliding in, man. Oh, let's go. Babe, come here, hammer. Nice and easy, just let the hammer do the work, yeah. Boing, 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 boing. Just one, just let it swing, let it swing.
Is it dirty?
No. Just don't hit my fingers or else you break them. Because this is like a 1.5 kilo. Yeah, it's perfect.
Did I actually do a good job or no?
Yeah.
Thanks.
You can say that you helped work on a wheel bearing.
Yeah.
Let's go, look at that, that's perfect. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Good. It's so nice and it's so smooth, it's dead silent. The wheel speed sensor is replaced, stub axles replaced, and the wheel bearings replaced. It's just so good, I'm so happy with it. So next thing is putting the brake assembly back together. The first thing is the brake disc, and then the brake caliper, and then we should be able to put the wheel back on and drop the car, and we should take for a test drive. I also just realized, now that I've replaced the wheel bearing, there's no retaining screw. That means I can actually replace the retaining screw with a retaining screw. Well, I couldn't find a retaining screw or a replacement retaining screw, so I'm just going to continue and get the brake discs and brake calipers back on. And since I don't have a retaining screw, obviously, I'm just going to grab one of these and use it to hold it in place. Perfect. Now we can get the pads back into the caliper and the caliper back around the disc. Alright, so we've got the brake pads on and we've got the caliper around the pads. Of course, it wasn't without a little bit of physical persuasion, but we got there in the end. And now we need to take these bolts and tighten the caliper back onto the carrier. And just like the start of the video where we took them off, it's still the same 13mm socket. If you guys are following along or taking advice, make sure these bad boys are tight, because the last thing you want is your brake caliper to come loose when you need it the most. As you can see, we're in the Golf, the car is on. I've plugged in this beautiful OBD's 2 scanner that my lovely girlfriend got me. we're gonna clear the codes and go for a little test drive and see if my my fault lights come back on. Here's me clearing all of the codes after replacing the ABS sensor, the wheel bearing, and these stub axles. There's nothing on the dash! Let's go! Do you hear that? I don't. The wheel bearing is fixed! Oh my god. Look at this right hand turn. Nothing! Oh my god. Yes! Look, this smooth right-hander. Not a peep. Oh my god, yes! My god, I finally fixed my baby. And now I think it's time to put it through for a retest. I'm driving my dad's car right now. We've just left the garage. I've just dropped off the socket that I borrowed, and I asked, is it alright if I book my car in for an MOT here? She asked me when I wanted my MOT for, and I said really just as soon as possible, and she said, alright, let me go ask and see if I can squeeze it in for you today. And well, she asked the boss and there was space today. Gigi, the GTI, is booked in for an MOT, and we're about to drop her off after warming her up. Well, fingers crossed, hopefully we have an MOT by the end of today. As you can see, or you don't, we're driving it on the main road, and that is because we have booked an MOT. And basically with an MOT, if you have a booked MOT and you can prove it, then you're basically allowed to drive it on the road. What we're doing right now is we're driving it about, getting the car nice and hot, nice and warm, so that it has more of a chance that it will pass emissions. There's just a couple things that I'm worried about it passing the MOT, or failing the MOT rather, and it is the previously mentioned brake imbalance in the rear and the handbrake and the emissions. My exhaust seems to have a little leak because I haven't welded it, and well, I don't think the exhaust clamps or the exhaust paste is really working. And then the other things that I'm worried about is the bodywork. I've got a bumper that is pretty loose and it's currently being held together by zip ties and hopes and dreams, as John Brady likes to say it.
So check out your exhaust, it's just held together by hopes and dreams.
I'm also missing a wheel arch lining. It's not missing, it's currently in the back. It's in my boot. If I need to, I'll have to put that together and put it in for a retest. But this is kind of just like a second stage analysis, and it will tell me what needs to be done, and so we can get it through an MOT eventually. Okay, well my brakes are smoking. That's not good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, on that drive I thought I smelled brakes, and well, I was right. I've released the handbrake and I'm just gonna let them cool down for a little bit. Okay, so we've been sat for like a couple minutes now. Hopefully it's okay. It'll definitely fail MOT because of the excessive binding on the rear, but at least it'll tell us what we need to do, right? Okay, so as you can hear, the sound is back. I thought I fixed it by replacing the wheel bearing and the ABS sensor. This smooth right-hander, not a peep. Well, it turns out it was the brake, which I guess kind of makes sense when I think about it, because when I press the brakes, it disappears. Right, so we have arrived, we've parked up, and wish us luck, but I think we're replacing a caliper soon. Hello?
Hi, it's the garage. That's your car suit MOT.
And did it pass or fail?
It did, it passed.
It passed?
Yes, it passed.
Really?
Yeah.
No way! Thank you very much.
You can go and sell it now.
Yeah.
No worries. Okay, see you later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
No way!
No way! 300,000 miles. Abandoned for a year. And Gigi's got an MOT now. If you guys enjoyed this one, well, stick around, because now the real build is beginning. So if you enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe a couple comments. Tell me what you want to see next, and tell me what you really enjoyed about this video. Thanks for watching.